Showbiz news! In a portion of sexless couples, South Korea is second from the bottom.
An absolutely fascinating article was published just a few days ago that conducted surveys and interviews of over 1,000 adult men and Korean women, about their sex lives. I say fascinating because I'm actually surprised by these results. Listen to this. Out of all the men and women surveyed, 36% of them, married couples, have sex 1 or 0 times per month.
Ooh.
I don't know about you guys and how many of you watching are married, but at least between she and I'm not going into our sex life here, we do it more than once a month. It's kind of the key to happiness in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. We don't have to talk about us anymore, but
yeah.
Isn't that a little shocking, the once or less than once a month, more than a third of all the couples married that were surveyed don't do it hardly at all.
I am shocked by it, but I'm also slightly not shocked by it. Pardon the motorcycle. Because I know that Korean couples and how couples get together and get married isn't necessarily for love and passion, and that's something that was very foreign to me when I first moved there.
And I think it could still be foreign to a lot of people if you don't spend a lot of time there and get to know people there and not necessarily have one Korean friend who studies in your hometown or at your college that you meet and that will give you some information about their culture. Because you got to talk to a lot of people to find out what she's referring to, I think, and it takes time to really get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on over there, because marriage and arranged marriage, which doesn't really happen anymore, but still sort of does happen a lot. Mm-hmm. It's not arranged marriage in that you must go and marry and then the other person's parents are doing the same thing, but a lot of introducing, even by parents, still happens over there. And there's a lot of pressure on people to hurry up and get married before they're 30.
Or to marry the people that their parents want them to marry, even though they do have the final say in whether or not they marry that person.
That's an important key, the last thing she said. They definitely get to choose what they want, just about all of them. But then there's still pressure coming in from different angles. And we feel pressure like that too, where we're from. I think all cultures have this with parents putting some pressure on their children to get married. But it's opening up a little bit more here. I don't really feel like, for instance, you feel a lot of pressure to have children, even though you do get a lot of inquiries.
I get a lot of inquiries, and I do feel some pressure. But I don't feel the same amount of pressure that people over there I witnessed having after they got married. The other thing that I found interesting is they note that one of the big factors in this was married couples not sleeping in the same room together. And that, while it does happen, for example, in the US, I think happens more in Korea, because I've noticed, at least in Korean dramas, I've never stayed overnight at a Korean person's house. I will say that up front. But I have witnessed, even from our neighbors, that I could see into their windows accidentally while I was walking across our porch, because their windows were right next to our porch. You know, you would see the dad sleeping in the one room
by himself
and the mom sleeping with the kids in the other room. And you see this all the time in Korean dramas.
They were a very middle class or kind of lower middle class family. The father didn't even sleep in a bed. Another thing that's very interesting I want to point out in the bottom paragraph of this article, which by the way is in the description if you want to click it and read it yourself, is that people in their 50s who were surveyed reported having their first sexual experience, men at the age of 22.7 and women at the age of 25, versus people who are now in their 20s responding, having sex much earlier in their lives, both men and women. Men at the age of almost 21 and females just over 21 are now having sex for the first time.
They're really pressured to have sex within marriage only because they were living with their families, and families would all live within the same house, and you didn't really have all of the hotels, love motels that they do have in Korea. That's one of the other big things, is because people live with their families until they get married. So many people do anyways, that it's very difficult to have that sort of interaction or intercourse, even with married couples, because you may have everyone else living in the same house and you don't have the same kind of privacy.
And even nowadays, with birth control being available there but still not widely accepted, women especially are reluctant to have sex because they don't want to get pregnant, which makes sense.
And they don't have a whole lot of sexual education along those lines either, which is, again, you're not getting educated on sex, so you're probably, it's very abstinence culture.
Not a topic that we cover every day, but what's your reaction to hearing just a few of the ideas that popped up in this video? Comments.
It makes me wonder if this might be one of the big factors why Korea has such a low birth rate.
What do you guys think? Click the like button while you're down there. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hallyu Back news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye.